Okay, similar to the other one, we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to move this down. I'm going to show you how to get the vertex. So here we're going to look at this part here, this front, and we're going to use the opposite sign for that. So for the vertex, instead of 2, it's going to be -2. Okay, so instead of 2 here, it's -2. Second, this sign stays the same. So instead, let's do that again. Instead of the -3, it's still going to be -3. So the first one here, the sign changes. The second one, the sign remains the same. Now A, if there's nothing in the bracket, A is 1. So we just use our standard step pattern and we don't multiply it by anything. Okay, we just use 1, 3, 5. Okay, now if there was something in the front of the bracket, we'd multiply it like the first example. Okay, now let's go graph it. So we'll go to our graph. And there's B. We've got 2 graphs on this one. So our vertex was 2, -2, and 3. So we go to -2 here. So from here you go 1, 2, -2, and 1, 2, 3. Put a dot right there. -2 and 3. From here we go over 1, up 1, our standard step pattern. Over 1, 1, 2, 3. There's our y-intercept. Over 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now let's find our symmetric points. They're equal across the axis of symmetry. There's 1. Let's go find the next symmetric point here. Or we can do the step pattern, and there should be another one over here. We got 2 symmetric points. We'll use our best graph here. We'll put arrows on the end. And we can label this one. So we'll do a label way out here. Y equals, let's see, x plus 2 squared, okay, minus 3. Let's add the axis of symmetry while we're here. So it's right down the middle at -2. So it's actually x equals p. Okay, and our axis of symmetry is x equal to -2. Okay, transformation. So look at this. It went, there's no vertical stretch. It's just the standard 1, 3, 5. There's no reflection. There's no nothing. So we'd have none of those. It only went to the left by 2 and down by 3. So let's fill that in. So down here, we've got horizontal translation. Translation to left. And we got a vertical translation. Three down. And that's that question. Okay, let's move to the next one. Okay, so now we have the 0.5 here, and we got x minus 2 squared plus 4. So our vertex, opposite sign of the first one, 2. Opposite sign of this one in the bracket here, 2. Same sign as that one, comma 4. Okay, so then instead of 1, 3, 5, and 7, we multiply that by -0.5. And I'll just put this down a little lower so later on you can type the transformation. Okay, so when we multiply that by 1, 3, 5, 7, you get -0.5, -1.5, -2.5, -3.5. So it's going to open down. I can see it already. Okay, so it's going to a reflection in the x-axis, but let's do it on here. We're going to go 2, comma 4. Let's see, we'll pick a different color here so it's clear. Let's go to our pen. And let's pick maybe a blue. So we're going to go 2, comma 4. 2, 1. So here with our, we'll do the click of this. So here. 1, 2. And we're going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to put a dot right here for this one. Okay, then we're going to go over 1, down a half. So we're only going to go halfway. Then we're going to go over 1 and down 0.5, 1.5, and go right here. I'm going to go over 1 and down 2.5. And I'll even do the other one. Over 1.5, 1, 2, 3. Now we got symmetric points on the other side, so we should have 1 here, 1 over here, which is our y-intercept, 1 here, and 1 way down over here. That touches that other axis of symmetry. Let's see if I can draw this. This mouse, I'm coming around, zipping around like a U, coming back down, and there we go. I'm just going to add some arrows to the end here. Okay, let's add our axis of symmetry. Right down the middle, you can use a ruler. Hopefully you have one. And go here and here. Okay, and that's x equal 2 in this case. X equal 2. And our graph, we'll label our graph here. Okay, y equals negative 0.5, opens down. X minus 2 squared. And we went up by 4, plus 4. Okay, now transformations. Let's go over here, transformation. Let's write it down here. So first transformation is reflection in x-axis. Next one. Oh, we have a vertical compression because it got skinnier. Vertical compression by 0.5. Okay, let's go to the next one. Now we went horizontally. Horizontal translation to right. So it went 2 to the right. Sorry, that's hard to write there. Right. And then we have vertical translation. And it went up by 4. Up, 4 up. Okay, let's go on to the next part here. So we've got our graph, our axis of symmetry. Now we're going to state the transformations here. Okay, so we're going to start off with the 5. So that's our step pattern. So a equals 5. This helps me out when I do this. And vertex is 8, negative 7. So I like to put a is 5 so I can write the transformations in 8, negative 7. The 8 tells me it goes 8 to the right. The negative 7 tells me it goes down by 7. So first, the 5. There's a vertical stretch. By 5. Now the 8, so this 8 in the vertex, I'll use a different color there, 8. There's a horizontal translation. Translation there. 8, right. And then the last one, this negative 7 here. The negative 7, there's a vertical translation. The negative tells you it goes down. Translation. Okay, 7 down. Now I'm going to do the next one. Okay, I'm probably going to need some more room, but I'm going to squeeze it in here. So I'm going to squeeze it here. Okay. So let's squeeze it in there. So we'll start off with the negative 3. I'm going to need way more room than here. The negative 3. The negative tells you that it's a reflection in the x-axis. It opens down. Okay, let's take a look. That 3 here, that negative 3. Oh, I should write a is negative 3. That tells me 0.3. The decimal tells me that it's, the decimal actually tells me, and I'll extend the page, that it's a compression, that it's a vertical compression by 0.3. Now let's go to the vertex. I'm going to write the vertex. So it's negative 9, 2. So opposite sign of the 9, same sign. So that negative 9 tells me it goes instead of the right. So if I were to draw a little grid and I were to sketch it, I'd have to go 9 to the left and 2 up. It'd go right there, the vertex. It'd go 9, go like 9 squares this way, 2 up. That's how I see it. Oh, so I'd have to go 9 this way because it's -9, and then it has to go 2 up. So I would write this. I would write horizontal translation. Translation 9 right. And the last one would be a vertical translation. Vertical means up and down. Vertical translation 2 up.